Hey everybody, this is John from aMTBer Products. Monday morning. Um, I'm getting lots of letters these days, and some of them are really great. I want to share one with you. Here's a typical experience people are having. I'm getting this every week. I get several of these. People call me, people that have used all the other products that are touted to be the best on the market right now. They're coming off that stuff and trying mine and finding it superior. Okay, this was from Mickey. Good morning. I have to say, damn, this stuff is impressive. I have used Squirt, Silka Hot, and Drip, and a bunch of other various things, wax and oil related. I had seen a video on YouTube regarding the 5311 and ordered a couple weeks ago. I was initially skeptical. Most people are. They can't believe it's going to eliminate all that from your life. With how sick it was. I was initially skeptical with how sick it was, but it makes total sense. Brushing it in, I think he meant to say, I was initially skeptical with how thick it was, is maybe what he was trying to say there. But it makes total sense. Brushing it into the deep parts of the links. Now, to add another dimension, wax generally performs not as well when it's below freezing, living in northern Ohio. Yes, wax gets very stiff and slow, and I think it actually starts to wear out your chain at that point, just so you know. I ride mostly at night when it's the coldest. This stuff was silky and silent the entire time. I am beyond impressed. Just thought I would share. I think it's going to be my exclusive chain treatment moving forwards. And his name is Mickey. I didn't mean to put his full name there, but I hope he doesn't mind. But I just love hearing this stuff, and I'm basically saving all these letters in a folder called Testimonies, which I will reach out and see if it's okay for each person, if I could put it on my website, and maybe even on Amazon. And if you want to leave me a good review like this on Amazon, that would be fantastic. I really appreciate it. That's sort of how it works these days. And to get to the top of the Amazon ladder, you have to have lots and lots of great reviews from people. And so the fact that he named these other products here, Squirt, Silka, both the hot and the drip. And, we covered what Squirt is in the last video, 75% water. The Silka stuff they're doing in the hot wax that stuff I used to do 10, 12 years ago. And then their drip version only gets 50 miles in the dust. So their $25 bottle of drip lube only gets you 50 miles in the dry, 25 in the wet. So they're literally 10 years behind me right now, still. And I did Sea Otter 6 years ago. And they're still 10 years behind me because they're still thinking the old way. I had another customer this morning talk about the Smooth Lube chain prep formula. And he had some questions. And, I explained to him that I won't read his letter, but I'll read the response here, I said, check out the video. So I already sent him the link. He was concerned because his chain was dirty after the first ride. And I said, well, you probably didn't get everything out of the chain when you just put the chain prep on. And you have to work the chain prep in for about 5 minutes. And what that process is doing, well, I'll read my response to him so he can understand. Because most people, this is, like I said, this is a new way of thinking about it. This is something I came up with. And I'll just read my response. The 3-minute part where you work in the prep into the chain is where the existing lubes become encapsulated in the prep formula. So it's a different process than dissolving it with gasoline or chain cleaners or degreasers. It's an encapsulation process. That's what's happening. So that's the 3-minute part where you just hold the brush on the chain when the lube is in it, and you're turning the cranks, holding the brush to it for 3 to 5 minutes, and what happens is it becomes encapsulated. It's very quick and safe. It's a mechanical process that eliminates the need for solvents and keeps the metal in better condition overall. No exposure to high pH, water, or oxygen ever. The chain life is now further extended, and the break-in period is also gone. It's completely eliminated. You have an instantly broken-in chain with no chain wear. You have an instant racing chain with no wear from traditional break-in techniques. The competition is over 10 years behind in their products and thinking. Thanks again. Enjoy. So, I'm just getting, many of these letters every day, it seems. And people asking questions, people telling me how happy they are with it after using other products. So, wanted to start out with that. And, it's winter time, so it is cold. The 5311 is really good for your gravel bikes and road bikes, and I use it all year round on my mountain bikes too. That's the one on the right there. The version 1.2 was part of the development process. I liked this one for everyday use as well. It's just the 5311 pretty much doubles down on some things that help it get a lot of miles out of an application in bad conditions. Where the Smooth Lube is great for just regular, like if you're just putting it on a beach cruiser, it'll keep your chain corrosion free at the salt air. It's good for most people will be fine with that. But if you're watching shows like Granny Gear and stuff like that, where most of these letters are coming from this week, his channel, Old Guy in a Bike, that did the 6-year review of the product last week or 2 weeks ago. A lot of people are riding, pretty hard and pretty gnarly conditions with the weather. So 5311 would be probably the better choice for going into winter. And then we also have the whole line of Lubenschleiden products. Now, the one in the middle here, the original formula of Lubenschleiden, that's now what I call my bike park formula. It's sort of on par with the 1.2 here. It's very similar to the 1.2, but the difference is what is happening with this one is it's actually formulated to work with the dust. This one is formulated so the dust actually passes through the chain. So this is a very dry, dusty summer product. You can use it all year round as well. But when you get into e-bikes and stuff, we have the Darkmatter, which is E.2.5 formula. And then we also have the Uber Clear over here, which is a clear version. It's like a topper for the Darkmatter, the Uber Clear to the left there. It's E2.6 formula. And so these are really specifically designed for mountain bikes and e-bikes. For bike park riding, that's what I created this for. The dust actually becomes part of the system instead of, my thinking was, instead of fighting it, how can we work with it? And I thought, well, what if I came up with something that the dust just passed through the chain instead of sticking to it? And that's what Lubenschleiden is. That's why it's called Lubenschleiden. I made up that word when I was 16 years old. But so from there we made an e-bike version, and the dust doesn't pass through. This is a very heavy duty product here, and great for e-bikes with all the high torque. Great for if you're like a road bike racer climbing, trying to think of some of the, like Latigo Canyon. If you're like racing up Latigo Canyon in 30 minutes and you're putting that much torque through your system, this is a good supplement to put in your rollers. And from there, you can use the 5311 as your daily lube with this as a supplement for high torque situations. Guys like Phil Guyman and guys around town here that just do amazing numbers up these climbs in Malibu. This is a high torque thing. But with the 5311 and all the products, your chain becomes seasoned over time. So these particles are in here, just not in the concentrations needed for the e-bikes. So what happens is these particles become embedded in the chain over time. And after, a couple 100 miles, your chain is seasoned like a cast iron pan, and you never have to strip it again. Just keep adding more. If you get a lot of buildup on the outside, you can use the original prep formula. Put it on like a rag and just kind of rub your chain down with this. That'll clean up the outside of the chain without dissolving what's on the inside of the chain. So it's better than even just using alcohol by itself. You can use a damp rag with alcohol as well, But what that'll do is it'll take off the anti-corrosion properties. It dissolves in alcohol, but not water. It's waterproof. So this will clean up the outside of your chain to get that shiny showroom appearance again. If you've got a lot of buildup for some reason, for basically putting it on when you're in a hurry and maybe not getting it optimal on the outside of the chain. It's important to make sure the rollers are filled and working in. And usually that process with my 3-headed brush keeps the outside of the chain pretty clean as well. So the 3-headed brush, I've got the green ones right now, and I've got the white ones coming again. They're both really good. You probably would want to get one of each over time because they work a little different. The green ones may be better for cleaning the chain on the outside, and they both put the wax into the chain just as well. So my Chainwax vlog number 2, which may be retitled Chainwax Podcast number 2. I think I'm going to go with the word podcast from here on out. This one here was about a month ago, I guess. And Chainwax vlog number 2 on this channel goes over all the individual products and the little differences between them. Some are little, some are big. But that way, this will help you choose which one's best for you overall. And a lot of people are buying 1 or 2. Like I said, you can use the heavy duty stuff, the Darkmatter, as a supplement for your regular bikes. But on your e-bikes, that would be like your daily lube or your every other ride lube, and you could top it off with the Uber Clear or the 5311 for an e-bike. Here's a customer's chain showing me how dirty his bike is, but the chain is still very clean, and he's actually running one of my chain rings there too. So this may be from a while ago, this photo, but I think he had just started using it and was surprised at how clean the chain was at the end of the ride versus the rest of the bike, if I remember it correctly. And here's a picture of me in granny gear riding from, let's see, we started at Fraser Park and we rode all the way to the beach that day. That was a heck of a ride. I actually took my endurance bike for it. It's not even my coolest road bike, but I took my $3,000 endurance road bike for the ride because it was so long. That was a fun ride, and we put. I remember this was sort of in the beginnings of still testing the duration of this, how long this stuff would last, and yeah, we've come a long way since then. That was a great ride. We had Granny Gear set it up where we did a sag on this. He had his wife following us and doing little 5-mile leapfrogs for water and things. It was a fantastic day on the bike, and I look forward to doing that ride again someday. That would be from Fraser Park to Ventura Beach. Probably the best road bike ride I've ever done. Most fun I've ever had on a road bike. So I want to thank you guys for watching. This is me at Sapwe Bike Park there. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for buying the products. I'm getting lots of orders with every vlog that comes out. I'm really, really very pleased, and I'm just glad to see people are trying it, and I'm getting letters like this that are very encouraging. I've worked really, really hard on this, guys. So, and the competition is about 10 years behind. So let's try to get me up the ladder on Amazon there with some reviews. That would be fantastic. And leave me a letter. I'll send me a letter of your experience, and I'll put you in the testimonies file, and we'll do something with that down the line. Really helps me out because I don't have millions and millions of dollars to pay people to say my product's great. I need you guys to help me tell the world it's great. Okay? Thanks a lot, guys. I'll keep this one short. Just want to say thank you to everybody. Bye-bye.